Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Stampin' Chat. Happy Easter weekend. So, I didn't know exactly when I was coming on, just to share this week of Stampin' Chat, because tomorrow I've got Evsy, and I did mention last week I wasn't sure when I was going to be hopping on. I'm going to kind of play it by ear over the weekend. So I'm not anticipating there being anybody joining me because it's bank holiday. You're going to be out and about, I should imagine. Hopefully some of you are outside, meeting up with friends, meeting at the park, maybe having a picnic. But Jason had to head off into work for a while, so I thought it would make sense for me to drop in now and do the next card for the Stampin' Chat. So I can see there's a couple here, so do say hello if you are joining me. I'm just checking I'm in the right place. I'm going to share this over to my group really quickly, and then we'll get on with some stamping. Alfie's come up to say hello. He can hear me talking to you, and he's wondering what's going on. I've left the door open for him, so it's ever so breezy out there today. Hello Lucianne, how are you doing? Hope you're having a lovely bank holiday weekend. So we've been really busy. We were out in the garden for quite a few hours yesterday, doing a bit of tidying up. We've got a couple of problem areas in the garden where, hello Ellie, how are you? I sort of thought I would pop on at 3 o'clock. People might be, if they're out and about in the garden, popping in for that afternoon cup of tea or coffee. So I'm not anticipating anybody to stay and hang in here. Of course, this live will stay shared in the group and or on my page, and it will go onto YouTube for those who want to stamp along with me. Yeah, so we had some trellis blowover in the winds that have the wisteria and the jasmine attached and intertwined. It's grown right around them. So yesterday we were trying to sort out that little problem. Can't seem to get hold of the trellis, the type of trellis that we want at the moment. So we've got as far as we can with that. And then we've got this rose that's growing up one of the trees, one of the big trees. I don't know what kind of rose it is. It flowers like a really small white flower, not like your average rose. I don't think it's dogwood as well, because we do have that in one of the other bushes. But it was going right up this tree, like 30 foot, and there was a lot of dead in there. So Jason started pulling it down. Oh my goodness, you should have seen. He was pulling and pulling, and it was just coming down and down, and then he finished, and then we just looked around us and there were just mountains of bramble, horrible bramble everywhere. So we were out there until I don't know what time, before dinner. We were doing ourselves a little barbecue, the two of us, last night. So we were still out there at about 6:15, chopping away to make the bramble into small enough pieces to bag it. Oh, it was a bit of a nightmare, and I hate doing the prickly work. I really hate it. I haven't got the right gloves to do it. But we went out there and we finished it this morning. So we were like, high five, job done. One really good job under the belt, done and dusted. So I keep looking down. So I'm looking at my comments. So Lucianne, you were meant to be away this weekend but had to change it. Oh, Ellie, you're having a crazy busy weekend working. Oh, you worked over the weekend, so you're having a leisurely day at home. How lovely. That's how it should be. When we were out there earlier, we had hail. We had a hailstorm, and then it kind of snowed as well. It was really crazy, and now the sun's come out, so I'm going to, I think, get on before the sun starts coming in through this Velux, because those of you that have caught me here in the afternoon before will know the sun comes in and then it's a bit of a problem. I think I need to invest in a different type of blind for these windows over here, because although there are blinds in here, they're like those paper blinds, so when the sun comes in it still kind of comes through. So yeah, I need to do that. Right, without further ado, let's get down to some stamping. I've got some things to share with you after for some upcoming classes. I've got a fundraising event that I'm doing as well, so I will share that with you after. So let's turn you around. Excuse the mess down there. I've got some orders everywhere and I'm still in the process of sorting out around here. So let's turn you around, shift you about, and move everything out of the way. always in the fear of unloosening too much and then losing everything. Okie dokie. I'm just going to wait a second for ketchup. Let's pop a bit of light on the subject. Zoom you down a little bit and then get you taped. Sun is coming around rapidly. It's surprising how fast it comes in, but it's lovely blue sky out there, so should be really thankful for that. Okay, just up a little bit, I think, and we'll tape you down. So I have no idea what time Jason will be back. I've got plenty of other jobs to be doing after. I've got ironing I need to be doing. I've got a bit of hoovering I need to be doing. I want to do a bit of cooking. So let's get on with some stamping. So week 4, where are the weeks going? So here's the previous 3 cards. So that was last week's card number 2 and the first card that we made. So in my world, they're all the same but different. So obviously, because kits are provided in the post and we're using the same products each week, the cards are going to be kind of similar. And obviously we've got strawberries here, so we're focusing on the strawberries. We're doing a bit of fussy cutting on some of them with flowers. So let's pull in today's card. Got it right out of the way. So here it is, and I've just realised I need some Pear Pizzazz cardstock. So let's grab a couple of scraps of that. I'm going to need that after. So for those of you on the catch-up, if you are creating with me, you will need card number 4. We've only got one more week left. So card number 4 is this. I believe it's called a Z fold. And we've got a bit of embossing here. And you've got some die cut layers from the stitch so sweetly. So a nice Z fold card. Adds a bit of interest, very simple. The base still uses half a sheet of cardstock. So your piece will look like this. I'm not sure whether I've scored the centre part, but basically it should measure 11. Oh, this one is shorter. Yeah, 11 inches by 4 1/8. Hello Ruth, how are you doing? We've had a lovely weekend, busy. It's been a bit non-stop. But getting some jobs done out in the garden, and also actually I did a little bit of random painting earlier as well. A while back I bought some lovely lights from Cox & Cox for the upstairs hallway, and I put them up. But where we removed the old lights, there was I wouldn't say a hole in the wall, but yeah, kind of a hole in the wall. So I had to do a bit of filling, and I'm not very good at filling. And it's been sitting for quite a while without any paint on it. So I thought, right, it's about time that I get and do that. So I just grabbed the paint, found a paintbrush and randomly did that. So I'll be going over with the second coat later. I think reason being is I've got a big light. I've had it made, a big like lantern light. Not lantern, what would the word be? I don't know, I have to put a photo on when I've got it, that hangs down the stairs. So I think I wanted to get that area painted and ready for when that comes. So 11 inches, score it down the middle at 5 1/4. Oh God, my brain's gone. 5 1/2, yep, that's half of 11. And then the front piece just folds back on itself. So if you were scoring, it might be a bit of an odd measurement. It's 2 3/4. I think that's why I made, normally when I make a card base, if I show you on this one, it measures 5 3/4, but this one's just 5 1/2 to make the measurement easy for you for scoring and replicating. You will also have a basic white layer, that will be your insert. Then you've got a couple of die cut pieces from the Stitched So Sweetly die set. If you don't know what that looks like, let's bring mine in. Those of you that watch my Stampin' Chat every week will know exactly what I'm talking about. So absolutely beautiful set, carrying over into the new catalogue, which is really, really good. Oh, Ruth, it was beautiful out there yesterday, wasn't it? And when we saw the weather forecast, it was like it's going to be -1. It was quite shocking. Although we did have quite a good frost yesterday as well. Yesterday morning when we got up first thing, it was really crispy out there. And then you've got a Pear Pizzazz layer that I should have already embossed for you. And that's using, I want to say, the greenery embossing fold. It's the one that goes with the Forever Greenery Suite, that little bundle of products. So once again, for those of you that are new to watching, I'm going to show you how I mount my stamps so that they work with my punch. Let's just get them all out. We can put that to one side. What I've done is I've taken my punch and I've punched out from just a piece of basic black cardstock. I've just punched out like this template. And this means that I can lay in my stamps like this. So I've got all of my outline stamps. I'm going to infill them with the colour individually. So I'm just popping them in. Yeah, so I've got gardening hands today. Nice, dry, rough hands with chipped nails. Oh, when you're a gardener, you just cannot keep your nails nice and tidy. I mean, you know me, I'm always complaining about my nails. They're very porous, and they're not in the best of condition, but gardening just takes its toll on them even more. So I've popped all of those stamps in there and I'm going to pick them all up in one go on a block like that. So I've got them all together, and that means when I stamp them down, let's just pop this back in the box because I will need that next time I want to do this. So it means when I stamp those down and I go to punch them out, I can punch out all 4 images all in one go, which is a good time saver. Just going to have a little drink of water. I get really dry when I'm waffling away to you guys. Okay, so I've just pulled in my pierce mat because I like to use this with the photopolymer, and Stampin' Up do say, just move my light about a bit. Stampin' Up say that we should be using a mat when we have a photopolymer stamp. So those of you that bought the kits, you would have had the real red ink, unless of course you already had it, you would have switched it out for something. I also asked for you to provide your own green of your choice. I'm using Pear Pizzazz. Mossy Meadow would work really well with this as well. And then you all will need your Momento Black Ink Pad. Now, if you don't own one of these, I highly recommend that you get one. I use mine almost every time I pull out my stamps. If I'm over here creating, I'm always using Memento. And remember, you need to use this when you are colouring with our Stampin' Blends pens. So Memento is a very handy one. Okay, so let us start by stamping. Going to locate another block because I'm thinking I also need, I'm going to be doing a bit of random cutting out with this one. So let's mount that one up as well. I'm going to be doing that on a scrap of Pear Pizzazz. So we need to make sure when we're stamping that we're stamping down in exactly the same direction that the punch is. So with the strawberry upside down and the big leaf up at the top there. Okay. And I need, for my card, 2 strawberries and 2 leaves, 2 stems, just 1 flower. So as I'm inking, I'm going to use this whole sheet because when I finished with the live, I've got some more stamping to do. I've got some thank you cards and some gifts to send out. So as I'm inking up, just put my thumb straight in the ink then. I may as well do a few. So I'll do 3 for now, and I'm not going to clean my stamps. I can use, when I'm done with my live, I can use up my cardstock that I've cut and create some more projects with this. Hello Judy, how are you? I hope you're enjoying this lovely bank holiday afternoon. It's a bit breezy out there, but I think it could be nice if you had a little sheltered place. It would be lovely to have a picnic somewhere. So we've not really seen much of family this weekend. It's been mainly just the 2 of us here, which is totally fine. So, like I said, we had a little barbecue last night. I did some chicken skewers, like chicken kebabs. I do really like chicken on the barbecue. So, hello Kate, lovely to have so many of you on here. I'm joining, but probably just watchers, don't have the strawberry set. Yeah, of course. I mean, you can look on, watch, and then when you see the finished result, let me bring in the card for those of you coming in. You could add on, you could create a card like this and then add on any, it doesn't have to be strawberries, you can use your own stamps that you've got. And that is the beauty of the Stampin' Chat. I do offer for you just to have the kits only. For those of you that have got the stamps already, or maybe you don't like the stamps but you would like some ideas to make new cards, you can purchase just the kits from me for the Stampin' Chat and then stamp along each week with me or catch up with me on the replay. So hello Louise, nice to have you as well. So I'm hopping on really early because normally I go live on a Tuesday at 10. But I've got little Evsy tomorrow. So Sophie did say she would come round and sit with Evs. But as Jay has had to go into work, I thought, what better way to spend an hour of my bank holiday Monday than with you guys, rather than being on my own, doing the hoovering and doing some more ironing. So I'm rewarding myself with a bit of company from you guys before I go back and do some more chores. Okay, I'm just inking up the strawberries. For those of you that haven't joined me on any of these rounds yet, look at the depth this stamp gives. It's beautiful. Right, we can move the red out of the way. Let's bring in the Pear Pizzazz. You love the card. Thank you, Judy. I have to say that these strawberry stamps, you can tell when I'm concentrating because I start to talk like a robot. All these things you've got to think about when you're doing a live is like, try and be normal, be natural. Don't talk like a robot. It's really tricky stamping because my camera's in the way. You know that because I tell you that every week. Where was I going? Forgotten what I was saying there. Now I've lost my train of thought. So I'm just filling in all of my outline images with the colours. Now you could colour these with your, oh, I missed a leaf. With, maybe I didn't ink it. Can you see that one there? It's still white on the end. Let's just do it again. That's better, a bit dark, but there. Oh, I did it again. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to stamp that off on a scrap. I haven't got any. I'll just ink up that top right bit. There we go. That is fine. Okay, next I'm leaving the flowers plain white because in the Stampin' Chat kits, I didn't provide anything else other than the stamp, the punch, which some of you are still waiting for. It is on its way. It will be coming very soon. And a real red ink pad, obviously, along with your kits. And I popped in some pearls as well. So what I've suggested on the other cards, I'm just thinking, I think I've put everything away. But this flower looks really nice in this with these colours, if you stamp it in yellow, will add a bit of yellow to it. It looks really, really pretty. Okay, that's the first bit of stamping. The next thing I need to do is this leaf here, and I don't want the flowers, I just want 2 leaves that I will fussy cut. So let's just stamp them like that, and then they can go to one side. So I'm going to be just cutting those out. Let's just move inks out of the way and find some scissors. Okay, first though, let's punch out the strawberries. Oh, Louise, you've got some of the magnetic sheets. I know, they're really fab, aren't they? They're really, really good. I've not been sorting out any of my retiring stamps yet, but I did pull out my dies that are retiring. So I'm going to have a few spare sheets once I move on those dies. But I've already bought new dies from pre-order. So I will probably be needing more of those lovely magnet sheets. They're just really great for storage, and I think it's nice to share tips on how we store our stamps and our dies. I mean, our inks and our Stampin' blends I store in the Stampin' storage system that we sell. I just love it. You quite often will see maybe on my Insta or when I'm popping photos on Facebook, you might see my storage system for my dies, my stamps and my pens in the background. What I love about them is they're modular, so you can kind of have them any way you like. You can stack them in different quantities of how many, I'm going to come in just a little bit, how many ink pads you want stacked on top of each other. So they're really, really great, and you can kind of add to them as and when you can afford it. So you might just start off with one storage system for your inks, which holds, I believe, 5, and then just build on it. And that's what I tend to do with mine. I didn't buy it all in one go. I just bought a few to start with. And I still don't have every single ink colour in the new ink pads either, and that's something else that I gradually do. So you'd like to see my collection of inks and blends. I have to send you a picture, Louise. As I said, I don't have all of them. I think in the past, over the years, when I was obviously running larger events face to face, there are occasions when you need more than one ink pad of each colour. So there are certain colours that I have like 3, maybe 4 of. So like Early Espresso is prime example. Like Pear Pizzazz, I think I've got about 3 Pear Pizzazz inks. So it's been tricky to kind of build up, when you already have a lot of ink pads, because when you guys buy an ink pad, it's going to last you a lifetime because you can refill it. I've still got ink pads from when I first joined over 11 years ago. So because you can buy the little ink refill bottles, that's the beauty of them. They just keep going and going. Kate, you'd like to buy the magnet sheets, but when you looked how many die sets you've got, need to have a sort first. I think if that was the case, if that was me, I would probably, if I really wanted to invest in the magnet sheets, I would get them, bit by bit, but maybe just have out the ones that you use, your go-to die sets. Like for me, the Stitch So Sweetly die set, this one that cuts these, that's kind of like my go-to at the moment. I'm pulling that out all of the time. Right, all our little elements are done there, apart from my greeting that's going on the front. So let's start sticking. Make sure we're in shot. Make sure the Tombow, the Tombo's doing a volcano. Don't know why it keeps doing that lately. Am I selling the Be Mine heart dies? I don't have those, Louise. I don't think I got those. Pretty sure I didn't. Right, first of all, so those are the few that have hopped in. This is the card base that makes the Z fold. So it measures 11, and then I've scored it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. So basically you fold it in half and then you fold the front layer back on itself. I'm reading. Yeah, that's it. I think that's the one thing I love about the magnet sheets, is that they're just easy. I need something that I can just go to really quickly, and that's why I showed you last time. I have them stood in a box so that I can kind of flip through and find what I need quickly. I love the storage packets that our dies come in, but for me, I can't access them fast enough. They're great for storing them in, they're brilliant, but I just think that it's time consuming to take them in and out of the packet each time you want to use something. And when they're on the magnet sheets, stacked in a box, you can just kind of like flip through, like a filing system, and just flip through. Okay, first of all, let's pop down the basic white layer onto the base. I can feel the sun on my leg now. It's going to be coming soon. I need to move fast. That looks a bit wonky to me, but it could just be my eye. It's a bit off. I should have gone a little bit lower. But it's fine. You know me, I'm fussy. And then what I'm going to do next is pop down the Pear Pizzazz embossed layer just on the front here. Now, I find, for those of you that have got these kits in the post, you may want to just trim off a bit from this edge, because embossing folders kind of shrink our paper or stretch them. So even though it might have been cut to the right measurement to fit inside that panel nicely, once you emboss it, it changes that measurement. My Tombow is really having a moment. I'm going to do it with the leaves pointing up. So yeah, you may just want to trim off a slither just so that you've got, you know, an evenish border all the way around your card. We're not going to pop that one in yet. We'll wait until we've got our front layer on. So at this point, we need to pop on the crumb cake panel. Kate, yeah, a lot of people do that. They store their dies on a magnet sheet inside the box. A lot of people do that, which is fine. But I think being a demonstrator and doing lives as well, I need stuff to hand. So that is a good way of doing it. And I know a lot of people do that. But I have to say, I'm really pleased with the system I've got at the moment. I just find it really easy. So this crumb cake layer is going centrally down on your card, so bang in the middle. Now bear in mind, we don't want to glue this side, because if we glued that side, our card wouldn't open, it would be stuck down. So we're only going to add glue on this side here. Okay, so we'll pop that down on. Hello, if you're joining, say hello. Be lovely to know who's stopping by. Even if you're just stopping by and then you're flying off, just say hello. It's lovely to know who's here. So that layer's gone down on, and now you can see our fold is beginning to take shape. We could actually at this point pop down this one underneath. Now I am thinking I should have popped that top one on after. Let's have a look. No, that's going to be fine. Pop the red one, so this is real red, pop that one bang down in the middle as well. So right in the centre of your Whisper, it's not Whisper White, it's Basic White of your insert. Oh, that almost was very crooked. So hard to tell from my angle. I think my eyes are having a moment. Look straight in one edge and not in the other. That will be good enough. It could have done with being a bit lower because can you see I've not quite got an even border here, but once my strawberries are on up here, nobody's going to see that anyway. Kate, what do I do with all the leftover packets from the dies? I store those. I've got a cupboard where I store those. And obviously because, not obvious, but as a demonstrator, I do not keep all of my retired products. I keep a few, but I don't keep all of them. So when I put them out for resale, then I pop them back in their sleeves that they came in, because the lovely packets that they come in, let me grab one. So this is like the Brilliant Wings. Obviously it tells us what it's called, it tells us the product name, and it tells us how many dies we should have in that set. So I do not get rid of those at all. And when I get to the point of keeping anything retired, it stays in one of those sets and not in my box that I'm using daily, and then I know that it is a retired item, and that it's not really for me to be using on a daily basis, only for like my personal stamping. But we've had this discussion before about me hoarding retired things and then I don't use them, so because I always go to current product that we sell. Okay, so I've just popped some mini dimensionals on the back of the white label. Again, of course, this is from the Stitched So Sweetly, and we'll pop this one down right in the center of the crumb cake panel, like that. Now I am thinking, let's do the greeting. Find a little bit of white. And on my original, I put, happy birthday, you sweet thing. I think I'm going to put on, that was so sweet of you. I might have used this last week, but now is the time to be sending out thank yous. It is for me anyway. I'm catching up with online orders and things like that, so I'm doing lots of thank you things. So for me today, a thank you greeting is going to be very handy. So I'm just going to trim around this. If you've got, I'll tell you what works really lovely with this one. If you've got the, I think it works in here anyway, the double oval punch, that sits lovely in there. So I think I'm just going to punch that out because I've got other things I want to show you, and I want to try and be done by 4 o'clock today if I can, so that gives me a bit of time to just go over and finish some housework, which I don't mind doing. Right, I'm going to layer this up again. So a couple more mini dimensionals behind here. When and where do I do my resell of the retires? Well, normally, in a normal world, when COVID didn't exist, I used to hold an evening of like retired, what did I used to call it? I can't remember what I actually called it, but I used to hold like an evening where I would just sell off all of my retired products. Well, it was like a bog off event. So if you bought new product, then you got to choose my retired product for the same value for free. So what I will probably be doing is popping things over on my events page. I haven't actually put anything up for sale on there yet, but I know that I can do that. So where you would go to book for a class, there will be a section for buying retired products and things. And I'm also I spent the morning on, I think it was Friday. Yeah, bank holiday, I know, but we all work in this house on bank holidays. Like I've said, if Jason works, I work usually. So yeah, I spent the most of the morning creating a PDF for a fundraising event that I've got coming up. So there will be some PDFs coming over on there as well, which is really exciting. Right, I'm just mounting the stalks onto the strawberries. Let's move you out of the way a moment. So a little tinsy bit of Tombow at the top. Yeah, so I probably will put all of my retired stuff up there, because I don't know exactly when we're going to be meeting face to face. So for those of you that are interested, I'm having an online launch party. I think I've emailed out to everyone on my customer base already. That will be on the 1st of May. It's a Saturday. So it will be for a couple of hours on the Saturday morning. Ahead of time, if you book, you can purchase, like pre-order the new catalogue that's coming. That's the annual catalogue. And I will post that out to you along with, how many make and takes are we doing? 3 make and takes, I want to say. Could be 2, could be 3. Using some new products as well. So I'm really excited about that. That's coming up. So all of this is over on my events website. Let's pop some strawberries down. I think I'm going to put one on some dimensionals. Oops, I got 2 then. Don't need 2 right there. Let's pull one off carefully and pop it down there. And of course, with a new catalogue coming our way, there's never a better time to think about joining with me and being part of the fabulous community of stampers that we have. Okay, so I'm just laying these strawberries down quite close together, and then I'll pop these leaves on that crumb cake layer underneath. So all I've done is given them like a little pinch like that, just to give them a little bit of 3D. Will they be on Facebook? Catch if I'm busy. If you're yeah, all of my classes on my events website, they will be on a Facebook Live, or they're on a Zoom, and they will always get uploaded to YouTube. Now, if it's a paid class, then you will get sent a link to YouTube, which is the good thing as well. So if you're not able to catch on the live, then it means that you can still catch up. You can have your kits posted, but you can still catch up whenever you're able to, because we're all busy, aren't we? We've all got lots going on. Even though, you know, when we have to stay at home, we've still got lots of things going on. Right, where's my take your pick? Let's just give that little flower a bit of life, and we'll pop it down there. And then we're almost done. I just need to go and grab my pearls. Got any open? No. Have another drink quickly while I read your comments. Yes, so all the details about events will be over on my new website, which is simplyprettystudio.kerrytims.co.uk, and it will say on there what it will list what you are actually receiving for the payment for the class. The sun's coming fast. And it will say if there's going to be a Facebook Live. It will say if it will get uploaded to YouTube. I'm just colouring in my pearl with, this is the light Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blends. And I'm going to pop that one in the centre of my little flower. As I've said, this does look better if you've got a nice yellow ink pad. Bumblebee I think I used on my other class, so there we go. What you could do, oh, I've put glue over the edge, just there. Let's just rub that off. Might have to wait for it to dry properly. Yeah, otherwise it's going to pull the paper up. What you could do at this point as well, if you wanted to, if I use this as an example, maybe pop another panel inside there to write on, or you can still write on the part that's underneath. So there we go. I do believe it's called a Z fold. I think that has slightly torn it where I've rubbed it where it's still wet. If it has, that's not a problem. I will just die cut another piece, stick it over, or I may even cover that over with a piece of basic white. So there we go. Quite, well, it's not simple, is it? No, you're telling me it's not simple, so. Ellie, thank you. You're off to clean out the greenhouse to get ready for planting. I know, it would be so warm in the greenhouse now. That would be like pure bliss. Just to bring the chairs in from outside of the greenhouse, sit them inside and just enjoy the warmth. But I've not got time for that today. I've got some seeds, but I've still got a few more to get, and I need to get some more compost as well. So that is the 4th card in this series. We've got one more left. Before I go, I want to show you a couple of things that are coming up. Let's just bring in my little box. So tomorrow I will be going live in my VIP group. So my VIP group is for the people who shop with me. They're my regular customers who place orders with me and take my online classes. And this is one of the cards that we will be doing tomorrow at my 6-card class. I have one kit left. If anybody would like it, please let me know, and you will also get a link to the live recording of me making the 6 cards with you. So remember, you don't get stamped images. These are the stamps I'm using. So Pretty Perennials and the Butterfly Brilliance, I'm using both of those, and I'm going to be using the Basics decorative masks, I think they're called, with the blending brushes, just to do some like nice patterns on some of the layers as well. So that's the 6-card class. So there's one kit left I can post. Obviously you're not going to get it in time to catch up for the live tomorrow night, but you will be able to catch up on the replay. The other thing I wanted to mention is I'm doing a little fundraising event for Sue Ryder. These are the 3 projects. Let's just grab them. And I'm using the Many Messages stamp set for the greetings on this one. But the kit includes enough pieces to do this. I think it's called a panel fold card. You will get a sheet of 6x6 DSP from the True Love paper. So you will have, in that 6x6 piece, you'll have enough flowers there to cut out to do all of these 3 projects. You receive everything cut for this class. Obviously not the flowers, but you will get DSP. All of your panels are cut. I'm not providing you just with sheets of cardstock and asking you to measure anything. Everything is cut to size for this class. It's £15 and I'm donating £3 to the Sue Ryder Hospice at Leckhampton, so a local hospice. It includes, these are some upcycled, I upcycled this little green and black chocolate box from one of my retreats. So you'll get kits for this. You'll also get the kits to make this card. There will be PDF instructions with all the measurements on so that you can recreate if you don't want to do the whole kit. If you've got the products yourself, you can just purchase the PDF. Money will be still donated from that as well. What else do I need to say about this? I will be doing some other classes where I just include sheets of cardstock and the colours that you need, and maybe paper and ribbons. There's an awful lot of work involved when I am cutting you all of these panels and pieces, which is why this class is £15. I'm donating £3 for the fundraising event. Then obviously I need to post it out to you. So, you know, there's a lot of work involved in putting these all together. I won't be doing your scoring on these. You're going to have to do your own scoring, but you'll be able to follow along with me on the live or catch up on the replay. So that's my fundraising event. The only other thing I want to talk to you quickly about, because I don't know if you can see, you can't quite see, but the sun is just coming in here onto my desk. Louise, what's my next Stampin' Chat using? I am not sure yet because I'm going to be holding it off for a couple of weeks. So we've got next week, and then I think I'm going to have 2, maybe 3 weeks of just focusing on some new product that's coming our way. So once my pre-order arrives, I'll be sharing things with that. And then once the new catalogue goes live on the 4th of May, I will have made a decision by then on what products we'll use. And it will probably be a couple of weeks after that we'll start, because I want it to be new product. I don't want to have another 6 weeks of using stuff that will, you know, could be retiring from the January to June mini as well. So that's my thought process around that, is that I want it to be, the next round is going to be brand new product from the annual catalogue, which is gorgeous. I know some of you on here have seen it. If you need to see it and you want your copy in the post, book a place on my annual catalogue launch party. Go over to my website, you will find all the details over there. I think I've put it down for the middle of, no, the launch party is down on the 1st of May, so you can find that there. But this class, it's running for the whole of April, so you can book whenever you want. But I think you will find it on the 15th of April on my events website. So the only other thing to quickly mention is that I'm also doing a Zoom bingo. So if anybody would like a fun night, it's £20, you get 3 card kits in the post, and I'm also thinking of including some new product as prizes as well. So half of your fees goes back into ordering prizes, which I post out to you free of charge. So that is happening on the 20th of April at 7 p.m. So if you would like to book, head over to my events website. All the information is over on there. So without further ado, I think I'm going to disappear because the sun is now coming right in on my desk and it won't be good. You won't be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Please all enjoy the rest of your day, your bank holiday. Have a lovely evening. I think the sun is looking like it's going to be staying for the rest of the day, which is really good news. So please take care, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by and sharing an hour almost with me whilst I'm here on my own for the afternoon. So thank you again, and take care, everybody, and I will catch up with you very soon. Bye for now.